Hello and thank you for joining me for your daily tarot. So today I'm taking a look at what is going on for the 13th and the 14th of October. As always, only take what resonates for you, okay? Now, technically, these reads are actually timeless, okay? It's just they're going out on the 13th or the 14th of October, okay? Right, the bear. The bear, danger, especially in money matters. The caterpillar, things will not always be this way, a change is coming. The dagger, fears, worries and tense situations. The owl, good advice from a wise person. And the dragon, beware of self-delusion. Okay, the first thing that's coming through here with this particular message, be careful of, I want to say, just ignoring situations that are growing, okay? Be careful of ignoring problems, telling yourself, oh, it'll go away by itself, right? That sort of thing. That's not going to be helpful over the next couple of days. This is really taking stock of everything that's going on for you, everything that you're specifically worried about right now. What is this tense situation? I don't know yet. We can take a look into that. It's just really sort of taking stock of everything and going, okay, I cannot allow this to continue on its same trajectory, because if I do that, then it's only potentially going to get worse and not better. Okay, so again, that could be you, that could be someone else that you're dealing with and who is thinking of you, right? I don't know, because I don't know how this energy is playing out, what angle it's coming from. So you have to use your discernment, okay? I'm only going to be able to read the strongest overall energies. Now, the situation, it is heightening, okay? It is becoming tense. I don't know if this is a situation with another person yet or not. Again, I'm going to take a look into that. One thing is for certain, it needs to change, and for as long as the problem's being ignored, then it's only going to get worse and not better, right? I understand the temptation behind someone going, oh, well, you know, I'll deal with that after, or I'll take a look later on. Okay, I get it. I completely understand the temptation behind why somebody would do that. But it's not going to be helpful, not on this particular occasion. Like, whatever this is about, it needs dealing with now, okay? I mean, this could be about debts, right? It could be about a specific connection, that there's, you know, maybe someone's been overlooking red flags here, okay? And of course, the more red flags you overlook, the bigger the problem's going to get, because then where you're overlooking red flags, the other person, they're just going to think, oh, I've got permission to get away with that crappy ass behavior then, and they're going to escalate and they're going to get worse and worse over time, right? It could be something like that. I just don't know yet. It does say danger, especially in money matters, right? So that one is specifically about, okay, finances. You've got to get back on top of it sooner rather than later. Because again, same deal. We all know how that can spiral way, way out of hand. And it can happen really quickly as well. It's almost scary how quickly that loss of financial control can happen. You know, oh, I'll just put it on credit for now, and then I'll deal with that closer towards the end of the month or whatever, right? But then the end of the month comes and you realize, oh shit, I actually put 5 or 6 things on that credit card, not just the one, right? It's so easily done, especially right now, okay? I completely understand that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here in my ivory tower, okay? It's like I'm always saying during my readings, we've got to keep things real on this channel, right? I'm definitely not sitting here in judgment or looking down on anyone. is easy done, right? In times of desperation, okay, then whip out the credit card, right? And then the next time you have to go shopping, oh, fuck, I've still not been paid yet. Okay, I'll have to put that on the credit card too. Do you know what I mean? And then the end of the month rolls up and you're like, what? How the hell did I manage to do all that? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's take a closer look at this bear energy. Was this danger, especially in money matters? Yeah, Nine of Swords, the Star, and the Seven of Pentacles. So, obviously, Nine of Swords, stress, worry, grief, anxiety. It's taken over your life. Okay, it's the Nightmare card. That's the Nine of Swords. And then you've got the Star with the Seven of Pentacles here too, which indicates a road out, a pathway out, okay? The road towards recovery, financial recovery specifically, because again, this is about danger, especially in money matters, okay? Yeah, there is a path here out of the financial struggles and on to the path of financial freedom. So I'm going to pull some cards from a different deck here and find out more about this particular road to financial freedom and recovery, or recovery and freedom, because the recovery needs to come first. Okay, can we take a closer look at this path towards financial freedom and recovery for our collective, please? I know that this particular part of the message is not going to be for everybody. That's okay. You can just skip forward. It's not a problem. The Page of Pentacles and Death. Oh, so it's something to do with going back to school or doing some kind of studies here. A type of course. Like it could be like a college course or a learning course, anything like that. Because your Page of Pentacles is a student, right? It's a student. It's like back to school energy. It's learning new skills, learning new ways to apply yourself. Usually it's new skills, right? Now this could be self-taught also. I feel like somebody is potentially studying and researching a new skill, a new profession, and they're doing this with the aim to get themselves out of these financial difficulties. And because I asked, okay, so can you show us more about this path towards this financial freedom and recovery? And it's showing me someone studying, okay, someone studying a new skill. It definitely reminds me very much of when I started looking into metalworking, because I'm self-taught with that, right? It's very reminiscent of that particular energies, right? So again, just to put a visual to this energies, I literally was incredibly frustrated with like the job market, the lack thereof of jobs, the lack of opportunities for an individual who not long had children, right? It's really, really difficult to be given a chance for people to take a chance on individuals who have got what would otherwise be viewed as other priorities in life, right? Not many employers are willing to take on someone with young babies, children, or whatever, right? They're not supposed to discriminate like that, but we all know that they do, right? So I became incredibly frustrated with that, needed to do something to help support my family. So I started looking into metalworking and taught myself silversmithing, right? Went on to win a couple of design competitions. Some of the design competitions I actually won back to back, right? Which is really quite an achievement, right? So that's this energy here, just to put a visual to us coming through with these cards for someone's path to financial recovery and freedom. Apparently, you can teach yourself or go back to school if that option is available to you. Again, that option's not going to be available to everybody, right? So more realistic, because you've got to keep it real, you could potentially teach yourself a new skill here. And that's going to be life-changing, right? Page of Pentacles with Death to describe your path to financial freedom and recovery. Life-changing skills that you educate yourself on. I mean, talk about empowerment, right? You don't get more empowered than that, do you? That's incredible. Right, so things will not always be this way. A change is coming, and yeah, definitely with the death energy, that's a life change, a lifestyle change, a permanent change. Okay, so nothing temporary about the death energy, nothing temporary about the caterpillar energy. I'm not going to embarrass myself and try and pick up that card. I'll let you in on a secret. I'm due to take these nails off. I need to soak them off. So whenever I try and pick anything up, I can feel them bending and it's quite uncomfortable. So I'm not able to pick up those cards at the moment, not without the risk of one of my nails pinging off across the table. As funny as that would be, I'm not going to put you through that. Yeah, nothing temporary about the caterpillar changes either, because when the caterpillar transforms into either the moth or the butterfly, it can never, ever, ever go back to being the caterpillar ever again. Like, its form is changed forever. Okay, and that's what we see that's going on with your energy. It's like these financial constraints, these financial troubles, it's almost like it's pushing you towards the path of self-discovery, in a lot of ways, yes, self-empowerment as well, because it's taking you on this path of going, okay, do you know what, I'm going to take this in both of my hands and I'm going to control this situation now, right? And once that change happens, there's not going to be any going back to the old ways, as it were. Okay, so can you tell us more about this permanent change? Thank you. Yeah, see, 9 of Wands, the Lovers, Ace of Cups, and the King of Swords. Is a smart move. It's a smart move. They're saying here, you're going to pick up something that you genuinely love to do. Right, so I'm getting the energy here of someone who's very curious. That there is enthusiasm and creativity here, but this is also about, I'm getting the image of someone who likes to tinker. They like to tinker with things. They like to strip down broken vacuums or broken cars, or do you know what I mean? And anything mechanical that moves, that now no longer moves, they like to strip all that back down, find out how it works, like look on the insides of it all, find out how it works, see if they can put it back together again. I'm getting that kind of vibe off of someone. Okay, it's very intelligent, very curious, very let's take a deeper look into that, right? Almost inventor type person here with this Ace of Cups and the King of Swords. Okay, very, very inventive. 9 of Wands with the Lovers, yeah. So there is a strong choice here that's being made, okay? And the choice is to not buckle, to not bend and not break. The choice is to survive and thrive, because ultimately, what is it that person in the 9 of Wands card is very, very good at? Fighting through, surviving, and then thriving. Now, in terms of love and romance, I do see love and romance coming through in this energy, right? Again, it's for some of you, not all of you. Now, it could possibly be for anyone who is interested in love, it could possibly be that you have an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Scorpio. Heavy emphasis on Aquarius, because you've got 2 Aquarius cards that have come out, who are interested in you and who is wanting to change the dynamics of the connection or the relationship, friendship, permanently. Okay, so I do sense a side message coming through. For some of you guys, again, not all of you, that you have a friend at the moment who is very interested in pursuing much more than just a friendship with you, and thereby completely and utterly changing up the dynamics of that particular connection permanently. Okay. So yeah, you're making really good moves when it comes down to your finances and your financial decisions. Definitely someone who has recently been pushed to the brink, but then is suddenly being shown, oh, there's an opening over here, there's a pathway over there. What if I try that? What if I explore that? And then before you know it, you've created a whole ass business out of this topic that you initially were just showing a little bit of interest in, a little bit of curiosity towards, right? So it's not so much like it just lands on your lap, because it doesn't just land on your lap. It's more of the more you keep digging, the more you find, right? It's very, very intriguing energies. Right, so what's going on with this dagger? Fear, worries, intense situation. What's going on with this? Fears and worries. See, the dagger, that can be used as a weapon, but for anyone who does like spell work and energy work, you'll know that that can also be a tool. Okay, usually it's done for cutting practices, such as cord cutting practices. Again, everyone's got their own opinions on cutting cords and whether or not they should do it. Everyone's individual opinions should be respected, okay, because we've all got different opinions. My personal belief is you probably shouldn't, but that's because I believe, and again, I could be wrong, that sometimes the cords can be there for a reason, right? And if it gets cut, then it's going to get cut by the universe itself, and we shouldn't really interfere with that. But that's just my own personal belief, right? The point is, it can be used also in protection rituals as well as cord cutting rituals. So it's not just like a scary weapon, but it's a tool as well. I feel, speaking of tool, you're turning the tables here because it's clarified with the Ten of Pentacles. Fears, worries, and tense situations. So potentially a tense situation building up within a family unit, possibly for some. Could be building up within a work situation for others, okay? I am getting the impression that whatever this tense situation's all about, you are successfully turning the tables. Yep, Nine of Cups, happiness, peace, wish fulfillment. There's a message here about leaving a legacy, a positive legacy that is lasting, right? Ten of Pentacles can also be finances, and a lot of it. And a lot of these finances, again, stemming from initially a tense and worrisome situation. Remember with the bear, money matters, weighing heavily on someone's mind, right? Turning something that was threatening into something that was beautiful, full of promise and abundance. Can you tell us more about this, please? This Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, with the fear, the worries, and the tense situations. Ace of Swords, a breakthrough. This one's squiffy. The Four of Swords, squiffy. That means that you never gave up. You never quit. because it was squiffy. Like, even though you were tired and burnt out, you still kept going. Okay? It takes you to that breakthrough with the Ace of Swords. That's a card of success. So you see how, because both of these, I mean, you've got a sword and a dagger. In some decks, the Ace of Swords can be an image of a dagger, but it just goes to show it can be a weapon and a tool, right? Because it's coming out negative there, but then in the Ace of Swords, it's coming out in its positive qualities, right? Can you tell us more about this breakthrough for our collective? This breakthrough from their fears, worries and tense situations. I think that's reversed. It is, look. Another Ace of Swords, and it's come out in the reverse. That's crazy. Nine of Pentacles. Self-sufficiency. So someone has been lying to themselves, right? Ace of Swords reversed is lies, it's deceit, it's dishonesty, right? Directionless energy. It's that self-delusion there with that dragon, because it's with the Nine of Pentacles. Somebody's been deluding themselves, telling themselves, oh, I could never pull that off. Oh, I could never manage that. Oh, I could never fill in the blank. It's like you're proving yourself wrong. And I do like that. As a preference, you should have been your own best friend right from the get-go as a preference, but again, I understand that that's not reality for a lot of people, okay? But it's here, it's like, look, you're doing it, you're managing it, you're more than managing it, it's saying you're acing it. You're acing it. Right, what's that Ten of Pentacles? Ten of Pentacles clarified with another Ten of Pentacles. How many times in this reading is that going to happen? It's like the universe is going, did I fucking stutter? Right? How many times do you need to be told, almost? Ten of Pentacles is one of your apex cards. It's financial freedom. And you've got it times 2. Times 2. So it's not success falling out the sky, landing in your lap, having come from no fucking where, right? Because life doesn't happen that way. This is what you've earned. This is what you've been working towards. And the starting point was this struggle financially. Now, it could also be maybe you had to witness the generations that came before you struggle. And you made a vow to yourself, I'm never going to do that, especially if I ever have kids. I'm never going to have them struggle either. Because the Ten of Pentacles can also indicate generational energies, generational wealth. And I definitely get the impression that someone here is currently building up generational wealth. Fully aware that the generations prior to them had to struggle. So you broke the mold. You broke the mold. Good on you. Can we have another card for that Ace of Swords reversed? Why is there this lack of belief and self-encouragement, the world off-center. World off-center is past energy. Something to do with your past. It could be past trauma that is playing over and over in your head. Right, past bullies, that sort of thing. Can you tell us more for this world off-center, please? They're off-center now as well. The Seven of Cups and the Five of Wands. Oh, look, the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Deceitful energy. That one also carries the message that there are better ways of doing things. Okay, because the Seven of Swords can also be a card of tactics. And I definitely feel like you had some sort of psychological tactics that were used against you at some point here, specifically aimed towards your own self-worth and your own independence. Okay, I kind of feel like somebody didn't want you to be independent, but that's exactly what you're doing. You are being independent, as you should be. Okay. So was this good advice? Was this owl and the good advice? The Queen of Wands. Okay. It's very optimistic energies. I feel that that's more the energy than an actual person. Okay, although if it is a person, then they're saying, all right, look at the individual in your life who is the happiest, the most happy-go-lucky, the most optimistic, who is the person in your life that seems to be accumulating a lot of wealth, a lot of success, a lot of happiness. Okay, who is that person? What qualities do they possess? And therefore, what qualities can you incorporate from that into your own life? Okay, because that's a very magnetic energy. If that's not about a person, then it's saying for you to use your own charisma to attract, because it's a very attractive energy, what you need in your life right now. And then you've got the Page of Cups, which is a beautiful, gentle, caring, compassionate, relatable. It's relatable energy, okay? The Queen of Wands with the Page of Cups, that's relatable. So your advice, I feel, is for you to remain relatable, because that ultimately is what people are going to gravitate towards. Okay, so that's especially important if what you're doing here puts you in front of others, like public speaking or anything like that. Okay, then you have to remain relatable. Right, so this self-delusion, the strange thing with this one, sometimes it comes out in the context of an individual believing that they are far more qualified than what they actually are for a certain position. Sometimes it comes out like that. Other times, and on this particular occasion, it can come out in the context of an individual who isn't quite bigging themselves up enough. It sometimes comes out in the context of an individual who feels like imposter syndrome, right? That's the classic one, yeah. Five of Wands, and that one came out squiffy. So an internal conflict, right? So I was right with the context of that one. Right, so someone's not giving themselves nearly enough credit here. They need to give themselves more credit. As in, avoid telling yourself, well, what I did or what I'm doing, it's easy. Anybody can do it. Well, if that was true, then everybody would be doing it, right? And the truth is, not everybody can do it, which is why they're not doing it. So there's definitely this message here of you need to give yourself more credit. The Two of Swords. Okay, so internal conflict that just won't shift. It just won't budge. So what's going on with that? The Two of Swords. They're saying that's a path that leads nowhere. Right? Yes, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. You deserve this. This is fate, karma, destiny. Right? It's things finally going good for you. So lean into it. They're also saying, don't just look at this success that's coming through. Don't just look at that as being a fluke or a lucky break or anything like that, okay? Because it's come off of the back of your own hard work, okay? Can you tell us more for this Wheel of Fortune for our collective, please? So it's not a fluke. Oh, the Hierophant. No, it's definitely not a fluke. Right, so don't just write off this Two of Pentacles times 2 as being a fluke. Right? It's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. You could be worried as well, because remember, that fell under the dagger. Fears, worries, tense situations. Oh my God, what if this was just like a lucky strike, a lucky moment? What if it doesn't last? And again, I completely understand that energy and that mindset, okay? It wasn't a fluke. It's part of your destiny. Like, for real. Sorry, it was that way. It was that way. It's going to stay for a very long time with the Hierophant, right? Very long time. You might even go on to teach others how you managed it, taking other people under your wing type thing with that Hierophant. Okay. Right, at the bottom of that deck, yeah, the Queen of Cups. Love, kindness, compassion. Very gentle energies. Justice and the Magician there as well. Yeah, you've manifested this because of your intentions were good, honest, true, and pure. Okay. And again, with Justice being there, I mean that's a really powerful card as well. Right. So you deserve this. You absolutely do. And it's going to stay. This is not the kind of success that's just going to get wiped off the table when you're not looking or something, right? You know how sometimes in life things start going really, really good and then all of a sudden, straight out of left field, it all falls to shit? Yeah? You know how sometimes that can happen? That's not going to happen here. That is not going to happen here. Beautiful. Right, let's get you some messages from the universe. And I will go soak off these nails just as soon as I've finished this reading. I keep catching myself out with it. And it's like, oh, yeah, they're going to pop off. Okay, when going through tough times, it is important to remember that nothing up to this point has defeated you. You've overcome challenges before. Be kinder to yourself and be thankful for all that you already have. Now, I do believe that we've had that's come out in a reading quite recently as well. I can't remember which one though. But it has come out in a recent reading. The past is behind you now, so drop the fears and doubts, even though you may feel a little uncomfortable at the moment and slightly anxious over what is coming next. You're being urged to bring yourself back to the present moment. Your recent prayers have been heard and are currently being worked on. Yeah. You don't say with the Ten of Pentacles times 2, and then the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, and the Justice card, and the Magician. Yeah, everything about that is saying, you know what, you worked on this, you called this in, you are, and you were, but you still are, in alignment, okay, with what is not just good for you, but what is good for everybody involved, okay? So that's why it's worked. Whatever this is about, that's exactly why it's worked, because you are in alignment. Right, so let's get you a couple of naughty cards. Oh dear God, really? Why? Go have a bowel movement, the problem will solve itself. Jesus fucking Christ. Why? 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 And just... Okay. A message here about flushing your problems away. There we go. Something isn't fair. Accept it, change it, or walk the fuck away. And an offer comes that sparks love and happiness to your wounded ass. Yeah. So basically, don't allow the fuck-ups of the past, the things that went badly in the past, to sour your current moment of success, okay? You know how that can play out sometimes. It's like, well, a few years ago, I started doing this project, whatever it was, and it was going really, really well, and everybody was loving it and enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, one of the main supporters of the project, they stopped supporting it, and so everything fell apart. Right, and everyone was hurt, everyone was disappointed, because we all got our hopes up, and then all of a sudden all our hopes were dashed, and you know, it left a mark. It was quite a traumatic time, yada yada yada, right? Don't allow that experience to sour what you're currently building up right now, okay? It's almost as if you're afraid to allow yourself to get excited out of fear that it's all going to get snatched away again, okay? With that, that's what you can flush away, okay? Because that's not what's going to happen here. That's not what's going to happen this time, okay? You're looking at long-term achievements, long-term successes, long-term growth, okay? And for some of you guys, like you're building up generational wealth as well. So you're definitely breaking the mold there. But yeah, I just genuinely hope that you enjoyed this reading, that it reached those who were needing to hear this reading at this time. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.